Two more to go. ESL One Manila 2016 continues here in day 2 at the Mall of Asia Arena. And now it's not just about elimination, but also about who advances to the semifinals. We're down to the decider match in both Group A and Group B. And kicking things off will, of course, be the Group A match between compLexity, now rising to the occasion against Wings. And to join us, it's going to be Cap and Winter. We haven't seen you guys here on the panel. How are you? Oh, all right, a little gentle wave. Same with you, Winter. It's good to see you both. Cap, you were just casting those games. I'm sure you had fun with this crowd here and feeding off of that energy.
Oh yeah, this crowd is so much fun, man. I don't think I've ever been to an event where the fans are so clearly just pure energy out there.
I
man.
agree.
And you know what? It means a lot as a caster. You know, when you have all that energy in the stadium.
I mean, I don't know, but
you just kind of ride it. Oh, come on, you don't get that from a translator when they're cheering.
Oh, as a
I translate extra hard.
Anymore. Just a okay, Cap, I see how it is. Winter, how have you been? How are you enjoying the day so far here in Manila?
I mean, I've been here a few times, and every time I'm here, I enjoy myself. And this is not the first time I'm on a barong. The first time I was here, I was in a barong as well.
Oh.
During MPGL.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the first time for us, but we're all enjoying it. Are you liking your barong? We actually haven't had a chance to chat to you about yours.
It's very light.
It's nice.
The material's really.
He has
nice
like the silky one though.
Yeah. I'm sitting there. I'm just like, yeah.
All right. Well, we're good to know that you're enjoying yourself so far, Cap. The games are going to be ready very soon, and in fact, to get there, we would need the players on stage. So we're going to go over to the main stage with Ari to see how compLexity and Wings enter the stage and how they're feeling going into this match.
All right, thank you so much. A round of applause once again for our casters, Chobra, Cap, Winter, and Merlini. Thank you, guys. Winter, the champion of Macho Man. I see you, man. I see you, bro. We remember that. That's a fun time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a lot of fun. It's now time to move on to the latter part of the matches. Are you ready for our next match? Manila, make some noise. Let's do this. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, when the teams come in, give them a little bit of room. That would be fantastic. Thank you so much. So, calling in to the stage, let's welcome back Team compLexity! Show some love for Team compLexity, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, compLexity is on stage. Their opponents. Please give a round of applause and welcome to the stage for the first time. Give a round of applause to Wings! Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause to Wings. Come on, one more time. Here we go. Team compLexity, Team Wings. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for these two. Here we go. Sending it back, of course, to the expert desk. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Teams are now on stage, and ladies and gentlemen, it is rematch time. And it's always so fun to watch this kind of rematch on a group stage because, especially when it was a 2-1. I mean, score-wise, it was really close. compLexity coming in now to really prove something. Wings at the same time, just because you won, you can't sit so comfortable because, it was a 2-1. I mean, compLexity took a game off of you. They're just coming off of a win themselves, and you got to take that into account.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the most interesting thing whenever you see these kind of rematches is oftentimes the progression in the draft, and that was something that really struck out to me. I obviously didn't get a chance to cast the Wings versus compLexity match, but when I went back and looked at it, I was just like, oh man, they gave Invoker to Wings all 3 times? Like, I was really surprised by that, and I wonder if they're going to make the adjustment and actually try and 1-2 ban the Invoker.
Both the games, the team that lost the early game actually won the game at the end.
True.
Both the first 2 games. So it was really interesting, and both teams really fought out the game. Like, they threw punches at each other, and early game, like, both teams were fighting very hard, and there were a lot of mistakes as well within the first 2 games itself.
Right on. I mean, we've gotten a chance to see compLexity today on the stage, how they're feeling on day 2. We've had a chance to talk about them a little bit. But earlier, of course, during the pre-show, we mentioned Ben. I mean, Wings, it's not that big of a surprise that they put up that kind of performance. Try to put up a fight against Team Liquid, of course, did get taken down. But now they're here for this decider match. I mean, how do you fare their chances against compLexity in this rematch?
I mean, I just wanted to see them pull out the position 1 Venom answer. I've heard legends about it with the Veil Axe and the Butterfly, but I haven't seen it yet, so that's all I want.
Is it going to come out here in Manila? Well, we'll find out. Before we jump in, of course, we've had a chance, again, to hear from Swindles a couple times during his day here on day 2 so far in the Mall of Asia Arena. But Wings, as they prepare for this tournament, let's see what our casters actually had to say about this team coming in to the tournament this weekend.
I would say Wings is at a really good place in the tournament because they could overperform and knock out a lot of the lesser known teams. I think they're gonna have some trouble going up against the big hitters like Secret or Liquid, but I think if they get a great run in, they could definitely get top 3 in the event. Wings has a very versatile playstyle. They change their heroes up a lot, but I think what they really have going for them is that they've been together so long as a team.
Their playstyle seems like relatively diverse, particularly on their support play. They do know how to definitely play around the current meta with heroes like Invoker and OD at mid. This is definitely the best shot that they're ever going to have to make a name for themselves in the international scene.
Well, we've heard everything that Cap has to say about Wings, so moving on, winner. Should I just leave now? No, I'm just kidding, of course. Let's dive a little bit deeper. I mean, you guys mentioned some of the picks that happened yesterday. Of course, Ben talking about the legend for Wings coming out. Are we going to see it? But in all honesty, having seen compLexity play earlier today, I mean, they had they were given a run for their money by Mineski. Do you think that Wings, that they can feel a little bit comfortable just having beat them and having also had the chance to watch their match earlier today?
I mean, I would feel pretty good if I was Wings. Honestly, I think that the series wasn't clean between compLexity versus Wings by any means, but if you were watching compLexity in their match against Mineski, I think that, again, we were seeing some of the same issues, that there was some pretty sloppy play from compLexity. One of the things that kind of stood out to me that, gives me a little bit of hope for compLexity and hopefully being able to clean up their play was that Swindle seemed to be in a really good mood, because I really think he was, unfortunately, he was one of the standout players, I think, for compLexity in Shanghai Major. I think he performed really well transitioning to that offlane role, but I think that in this tournament, he has actually had a pretty rough time, and they're going to need him to actually perform up to usual standards for an offlane at this kind of rate if they want to be able to beat a team like Wings.
Winter, what are your thoughts? I mean, having seen compLexity earlier today.
I think compLexity and Wings, they're both teams that are very similar in terms of what they're good at. They're very team-based. They play around each other very well, very good teamwork. There's no specific player, maybe like Secret or you talk about RTZ, someone that's playing very, very well in a lot of the games. But both of these teams, Wings and compLexity, rely a lot on their draft and their teamwork. Yeah. So as much as you want to say Swindles has to play really well on his offlane, but I still think that the strategy that they're choosing and the way they move around is also very, very important.
Yeah, Ben, you agree with that point?
Yeah, I think following up on the draft being super important, I think Invoker and Beastmaster, these 2 heroes are really wanted by both of these teams, and I expect it to either be banned or taken immediately. And we saw Swindles struggle a little bit. I think he was given the Slardar and the Batrider. Those aren't his #1 go-to heroes.
All right, well, we will find out if that pans out. as we enter the draft for game number 1. The bounty getting taken out once again. compLexity not risking that, at least not in game 1. The Tiny on Nature Prophet actually being taken out by Wings. And there we go, Invoker being given to Wings once again by compLexity.
I think compLexity, you know, I talked to Swindles a little bit after their match tonight, and he felt like pretty bad about it. He thought his own play wasn't good enough, but he felt like there were some pretty obvious drafting errors that they made, especially in game number 3. That there were some things that he was like, you know, if we just scrimped a bit more, we never would have gone down the same route that we did. And then game number 3, the draft would have been different. We would have banned slightly different heroes. We wouldn't have exposed ourselves as much as we did. And I would agree with you, Winter. I think that the draft is really important. We especially saw that in game number 3, right? The most dominant game by compLexity in this tournament so far was when they got like all their kind of specialty heroes, and it was a complete outdraft over Mineski.
Yeah, as you can see right now, they are opening that Prophet and Doom, a very tempo-based lineup. You want to use your ultimate to take towers, take objectives whenever you get a pick off, and Doom is always there. Like, you want to have one of your first 2 picks being really flexible. You can do a support Doom, you can do an offlane Doom, like a pick that can actually do a lot of stuff, so your opponent doesn't really understand what you're going to do at your whole draft. I think it's the second time we see this opening today, like Doom plus Death Prophet, or maybe the 3rd time.
Yeah, definitely pretty familiar by now.
I think the Doom is being punished a bit more, at least when it comes to the Western scene. Like, obviously it was pulled out in the Shanghai Major. Secret ran it quite successfully, but I think as more and more of the Western teams start picking up the Doom with some relative consistency, we're seeing sometimes the Doom becomes a non-factor just because teams will pick up like really fast tempo lineups, and the Doom just can't really keep up. Like, before he's level 6, you're already seeing towers being pushed.
Yeah, but I think the best part of the hero is the flexibility. Like, it offers you so much like ways that you can change your draft in the direction that you want to after you look at the enemy's lineup. So I think that's some part that's really strong of the hero. Like, it's not directly in the game, but it's the way that you can devise your strategy after you pick the hero.
And even the hero itself, like, you can build them as an aura with like a, you know, crit wolf and like phase drums, or you can build them super tanky and help out your team with Vlads or Shivas that we've seen before. Like, there's so many different ways that he can actually be played inside the game.
I mean, you can play him like a bounty. I think we saw one game yesterday. He was like just following the Chen around.
The run at you Doom that you experienced.
China Doom.
Yeah, China Doom.
Double Venom boots.
What do you
Just
guys,
run it a hero, Infernal Blade, call it a day.
what do you guys think about the Oracle ban? I mean, the last game we were talking about the Oracle pick. I mean, a little bit unique, but made sense in theory. What do you think about the ban coming out? Is it a little bit too preemptive on the side of Wings?
I think Oracle is a hero that you want to pick him specifically for a purpose, and you see here it's getting banned out when the team has Bat Rider, because Oracle like counters Bat Rider's lasso a lot, and especially against Darkseer. These are the few heroes that Oracle are really good against, and with the Death Prophet as well, because of the synergy with the ultimates, because you heal twice as much at the end of the duration.
So any hero that offers its own sustain, like Oracle combination,
yeah, I think
super good.
when you pick Oracle, you have to have a purpose. You can't just pick Oracle like you pick Doom or you pick Earthspirit. I just want to open a draft with the hero. You have to pick Oracle for a purpose. Like, you have to use it for something. You can't just pick it.
Right, which is why so often you'll see it in the 3-4 ban, because it's not really a viable 1-2 pickup.
All right.
I think they took a lot of time in that reserve time wondering whether or not they should ban out the Vengeful Spirit. It's not something that compLexity take very often, but it fulfills that role of being anti-Bat Rider as well as being good with the Death Prophet in their lineup.
But the Chen offers something else, because the pace of the game will be very, very fast. So you have Invoker and Bat, so Bat Rider is going to be off lane, so you have to wait for the Bat Rider to get the blink. So that's a time, like a tempo being slower. And if the enemy has Chen, the tempo will be faster. So it'll be very difficult for a team to deal with that. And Invoker, especially when you go for Exalt, you're waiting for your team to get something done. So your tempo will be very slow. So they don't want compLexity to have Wings to have compLexity to have a very fast tempo with the Death Prophet.
We definitely exploit the opening from Wings. Both of these heroes, as you said, the Bat Rider needs his blink. You've got the Invoker trying to get that Midas and just levels. The Alchemist is going to be taken out by compLexity. We obviously saw that in the first series. But now a Crystal Maiden.
This is interesting. There's no Chen, there's no Ench, so there's no creeps to actually Frostbite. It's more of maybe the aura to actually make the Death Prophet's laning phase very good.
Maybe you want to combo with Void too.
All right, opening up a little bit of option here
It's rather strange, though.
Yeah, it's super strange.
Yeah, it's got to be. There's got to be a fourth pick here that.
Uses the aura.
Yeah, it creates it because there, as you said, there's like no creeps that you actually want to be able to frostbite. There are definitely better counter heroes to the Bat Rider here. I mean, Crystal Main has pretty low range. The chance of you getting a frostbite before he pulls back is unlikely.
Darkseer is a pretty good hero for the aura, so it definitely helps the lane, and so it's quite certain that the Doom would be a support position with the Darkseer.
I think it's really good with Doom, actually. He suffers a lot of mana issues.
And
Yeah,
especially,
that's true.
yeah, if you're running like a dual lane scenario, as they are most likely with the Doom Darkseer, you're staying in lane a lot. You want to be able to have that sustain. You don't want to be leaving the Darkseer alone. You got to keep up that pressure. The interesting part of this is we don't actually know what Wings is full tri-lane is going to be, if it is a tri-lane at all. We don't know what kind of carry it is or anything like that.
Their lane is looking really weak right now because they have Rubik. Rubik doesn't do much against like a dual lane Darkseer Doom, so they have to pick a carry that can actually deal with the laning phase very well. Otherwise, they're going to come under a lot of pressure, especially with the CM aura as well to help them.
All right, well, not much time left for Wings to make their decision here before we go to the very last phase of the draft between these two teams. Game number 1 in this best of 3 as we decide who makes it out of the group, and it's going to be Disruptor for Wings.
They definitely need like supports that can stay in the lane to protect the carry, because the lane is going to come under a lot of pressure. So as of right now, we can see Wings having 2 supports dedicated to protect whatever carry they have in the lane. I mean, for Bat Rider, you need a hero that provides vision, so maybe Spectre would be nice with the Bat Rider. Vision is always his friend.
Yeah, I really like the Disruptor Bat Rider combo, and I like it against any sort of push lineups that can't just keep going. So Exorcism being used, trying to push down a tower, but once you back away, the Disruptor is looking for that opening, and the retreat by complexity may not be so simple, but it does give us more time to think about the carry of Wings, because they're dealing with this kind of dual melee, in-your-face, Ion Shell problem. It's got to be a hero that is at least a little bit self-sufficient, is able to output some damage.
I mean, I think it depends though. Like, if you want to pick like what I mentioned before, the Spectre, I mean, your laning phase might be a little weaker, but it fits the draft well, and you can actually team fight much better with your team. So you can sacrifice your laning phase a little, but compensate in terms of you have better team fight. So it really depends on what direction Wings really want to go against what compLexity have right now.
All right, well, compLexity rounding out their last span. Now it's back in for Wings. I mean, we're talking about having to pick out the carry for Wings. What about on the side of compLexity? I mean, how are you going to round this out here?
Do they do safe lane Doom, Ben? No?
Not often at all. Mostly Z-Freak.
Ooh. Leicester is going to be the pickup, and compLexity already getting ready in their huddle to go into this game, done with their side of the draft.
We've seen plenty of, like, the Chinese Lifestealer has been coming back a little bit. I'm still not sure if I'm a big fan.
I think it's the pace though, because the pace of the game has been becoming faster and faster, and you need carries that can fight very early, and Lifestealer obviously is one of the few that can do it, and obviously with the ancient abuse as well, if you want to do it, even on the safe lane, Lifestealer is also really strong.
Ursa Bear.
Ursa for Wings. All right, well, how you know, now that we've seen the final lineup of Wings, and we've been talking a lot about how they're going to round it out, what are your thoughts, Winner?
I think their laning phase is going to be alright with the Ursa. It helps them, so I'm going to favor their lineup.
All right, Ben, what about you?
Yeah, I think they have much more synergy too. I don't know where the Lifestealer really fits into their lineup. Yeah, it's fast-paced, but it's not particularly good versus bad. It's not particularly good at securing Roche or, you know, playing around the dire side that well. It's not going to be in Ancients too often. I'm not sure.
All right, and Cap, real quick, last thoughts. I mean, you talked about the Lifestealer a little bit. Do you also favor Wings here?
I mean, Ursa destroys Lifestealer, both the Ancient Creep as well as Lifestealer himself. It's great for the laning phase. I like everything that Wings are doing here.
All right, well, we'll see if Wings can continue taking the lead against compLexity, or if compLexity will ride the momentum here in day 2 at ESL One Manila 2016. Let's go into the very first game in this best of 3 with our commentators.
Indeed, thank you very much, Chobra. And here we have it, third series of the day, Wings versus compLexity. Now, Modi Pixel, I'll be joined by both Slacks and Purge for this one. And guys, some crazy heroes picks here. Last pick, Lifestealer, but straight away the counter with the Ursa.
Yeah, the Ursa makes me a little uncomfortable for complexity's draft, but I think that their two supports of Rubik and Disruptor are also a little countered by a lot of complexity's heroes. So we'll see how the balance works out in that aggressive duel lane, but they've got to be a little bit worried about that Ursa.
Slacks, what are you looking forward to seeing in this game?
Oh man, I do not have any idea what I'm going to be seeing in this game, but I do know that I do love Team Wings. I like to call them the Team Peacock, you know, because they're flashy, they come at you, you don't know what to expect. And if you're not careful, they will attack your children.
You know which way they're not flashy? They literally only wear gray t-shirts that say Wings in black. Like, I rode the airplane from Hong Kong to here, and they wore the same shirts. I don't know how many pairs they have. It's probably their whole wardrobe.
Perch, I don't have time for this. Don't argue with me about this, okay? They're like a peacock who hasn't shown the feathers, and then all of a sudden, pop! You don't even see that thing coming, dude.
Okay. So maybe they have a white version? Is that what you're trying to...
We should probably
Black.
move on. Anyway, let's talk about where these teams are going right now. Ion Shell put out on the Doom. What's this about, OD Pixel?
Oh, we're going to see if they can try and fight around the rune spot, almost certainly. But looks like Wings, they're going to avoid this, so compLexity, they'll be able to waltz themselves down, grab this one easily for the old DP in top lane, Rune. And it's going to go respectively, of course, to the side of Wings.
Oh, man, not even a little fight there.
Yeah.
They don't even care.
I mean, we'll talk about the Wings Invoker. As the guy said, they've been getting this a lot this tournament, and again, compLexity do give it to them, and this is a team, obviously 2-1, knocked compLexity down earlier on yesterday in this tournament. I mean, letting them have Invoker again, this time in the mid lane, having a DP against it. How does this matchup go in your eyes, Purge?
It should be pretty fine for a Death Prophet. It really comes down to the roaming, though. Both Rubik as well as Disruptor have pretty good gank potential once they get a few levels in them, so it could go either way, really.
Now, if I remember correctly, didn't they lose the last game that Wings got Invoker? I mean, isn't that a bold strategy?
I think you said they got Invoker almost every single
Yeah, they
game,
lost one with it, but they did win 2.
Oh, okay.
So it's
Not the boldest strategy after all.
Overall,
Right, sounds good.
The numbers don't lie. Bottom lane, let's have a look at these laning situations. We've got Hansken on his CM matching up with Chessie on the lifesteal on this bottom lane, going up against the Batrider. And then your top lane, you've got the combination of Rubik and Ursa going head on with the Darkseer. I mean, obviously, kind of switching up the lanes here. Perch, who's got the lanes that they wanted?
Well, it was actually compLexity there because you do see a rotation coming. Ursa's heading to the bot lane. He always wants to lane versus Lifestealer because every time he hits him with his third skill Fury Swipes, it means that the next time he hits him, he does an extra 15 damage. And that lasts for 15 seconds. So easily he wins a trade with Lifestealer. He's actually one of the hardest counters to Lifestealer in the whole game. And both heroes just happen to sort of be in the meta right now. So it's not very often that we do see this matchup here.
And as we can see, with the switch up in mind, does this mean compLexity then have to switch the lanes again, or do you have to just kind of bite the bullet and still just keep the Lifestealer down?
Oh, we got some action here in the middle lane. Oh, it's first blood.
And see if they can punish it. Ice with the lift, and they will find the kill in return. But that's a big one there for the side, managing to get that kill on the Invoker. Limp, he's going to be very happy that Z-Freak wandered into his lane and helped him out with that one.
Yeah, Doom got the first blood there, and it looks like he also bought out before he died, so now he's got Tranquil Boots. So next time he does that, it's going to be even stronger. Plus, he's almost level 3, so a level 3 Doom roaming at this stage in the game, really, really strong. He could show up perhaps in the off lane, go after Batrider. No, that one's pretty much impossible, but just random lanes he could pressure, look for supports in the Radiant jungle, or gank mid repeatedly.
How is Team Wings going to be able to win this? I mean, they're up against a ghost, Satan himself, and a young lady. And then I don't even know what Lifestealer is. So things are looking pretty risky already, although I do like the Disruptor pick. Can we talk about that? Why pick Disruptor in this match, boys?
Can send people back. If somebody's out of position, for example, it lets you punish them further. So it kind of messes up a lot of what people normally feel safe doing in Dota. Like the way Glimpse works is it teleports you back to where you were 4 seconds ago. So if you're retreating, boom, somebody gets sent back, you get to initiate, and sometimes it forces fights that they don't want to go for. So it's a really good way to potentially get advantage in some engagements.
And indeed, compLexity just reacting again to Wings. Lifestealer back to the top, and this bottom lane, it's going to be Swindles on his Darkseer again. Still, Hansken hanging around on the CM, Innocent. Just giving them a bit of poke here with the haste rune running in and out. And elsewhere, the mid lane matchup 10 for 4 at the moment for Blink, and 7 for 2 for the Death Prophet. Faith still continuing to find quite a bit. I mean, Chessie, regardless of the lane he goes to, it's still not going to be that easy. I guess against the Bat, he has got a chance to escape with the Rage, but still, CSing isn't going to be the most fun against this man harassing with the Napalm.
Yeah, in the laning stage, like you said, Lifestealer has an easy out. He can press his first skill, and he'll go Magic Immune and remove the charges. Later in the game, Batrider is actually a decent counter, since Lasso does go through BKB. So for now, it's a decent laning stage, but later he's going to have some trouble.
All right, a little bit of a skirmish there between Mr. Rubik and the Doom. So walking away from that, no problem. He's got a lot of bling, he'll be fine. And then Z-Freak heading back into the jungle.
I guess also see if they can try and find something out here if, of course, the back comes too far out of the lane. compLexity will be looking to punish that.
Oh, they might get him here.
Yeah, here we go.
He's got the Firefly, should be able to keep his distance. Just trying to get what he can here from the side pull.
Yeah, I think the only way he dies is if they can do a Frostbite into the slow from the Lifestealer, but it's such a short range at level 1, very difficult for him to get this kill off. So for now, he's just going to try to help zone. It's hard to do this though, because Batrider's already gotten his level 4. He's got 16 last hits as well. He's actually last hitting better than anyone on the Dire team, so it's been a great game for Bat.
Incredibly deep and straight away, telekinesis. Oh, he moved him out of the strike. Oh no.
Huge mistake from Ice. He moved him after the lift, and the Sunstrike miss. That could have been a kill.
A little bit of miscommunication there between the Rubik and the Invoker. Yeah, Blink's not going to be too happy with that one.
Yeah, that looked like my pub game. That's not good, dude. Oh, Rubik's in a nutshell, I guess.
Were you the Rubik, or?
No, I was not the Rubik Purge. We don't. Okay, moving on. Anyway, down there in the bottom lane, Swindles. He's got a double damage on a Darkseer. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Yeah.
Can't even tell, dude. He's got so many fancy cosmetics.
Yeah, jeez, it's my eyes. Okay, here we go. He's gonna try to 1v1 the bear and run for his life.
Double damage or not. If there was a quad damage in the game, you still don't want to do that one.
Yeah, probably not.
He's got to keep safe. There's going to be the Doom coming back down the bottom. Z-Free, now halfway through level 3, still got that Satire Blast on him. He's actually going to waltz into Faker on the Bat now. Spot out the fact that there is this quite tasty camp at the moment being stacked up for the Batrider. He's going to be zoned away, Innocence. Maybe if he could have got a glimpse, they could have tried to go for it, but...
Sneaky stuff.
Indeed, and look at this wraparound eyesight. This time the telekinesis is on point for the moment, and with the Thunderstrike, they'll get it. Swindle's punished there. Nice positioning from Wings to catch out the Darkseer.
That was a really nice wraparound here. Z-Freak going to catch some of the Batrider experience, actually quite a bit of it here. And now doing some damage to Bat. He could maybe chase this down. Firefly's running out.
And with Innocence and Ice coming in though, they've certainly got a shot, and in fact it's going to be the Invoker rotating in as well. Limp will come and try and help out the Doom, but with the kinetic field trap down, Z-Freak being bursted in by the telekinesis Thunderstrike. They're going to lose one now. We'll see if compLexity can try and find something in return. Here comes the Sunky, and they do. They'll get the Batrider. So 1 for 1, Limp looking for Innocence, but he gets Limp's back, and Invoker still trying to play around this one. He's got a Forge Spirit out. Limp is going to be healed up by the Ghost temporarily, unless they can kill him beforehand. But where do you find the kill here? One more they do. It's going to be a second one here for the side, and now Wings. See if they can find Swindles as well. Ice hasn't got the lift, so Swindles will get himself out of there. 4 for 2 at the moment on Wings. They're going to be happy with that engagement.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird mechanics thing. When he got glimpsed back, the Spirits, he didn't go far enough for the Spirits to teleport to him. They had to fly there slowly. If they were there right away, he might have been able to kill the Invoker. But because they slowly trailed behind, he didn't have the DPS that he expected, and he ended up getting killed by the Invoker there.
Damn, can we talk about top lane? Now, nobody's been up there for a long time. These guys are getting pretty much free farm. I mean, look at that Lifestealer. He's just tearing it apart. Is this a good play?
Yeah, definitely. He's going for the abusive build as well. He's picked up Tranquil Boots, which is the fastest but cheapest boots in the game. And he'll infest a neutral creep at level 6, and then he's going to give this lane to somebody probably like Crystal Maiden or Doom to get more levels and experience. And then when you jump in one of these Ancients, they're very strong. They have high HP. They don't do that much damage, but you can farm very safely and create pressure on the map. So I wasn't quite sure if he was going to do this. A lot of the Chinese teams actually don't touch it at level 6, but they're going to change it up a bit.
Oh, and again, the combo just a little bit off. They need to try and warm that up a bit more, but indeed, with Innocence coming in and Shadow, they'll grab him back and they'll get the kill still.
That was manly, man. He's like, just take me. Bro, he runs right into the bear's face. I love it.
This is a little bit scary. And Swindles, I mean, at this point, Purge, do you still keep coming back to this lane, or can we expect to see Swindles playing a bit safe and just clearing up some camps?
I mean, he has died twice, but he's not doing awfully. I think he can keep coming back to the lane. Like, it's kind of important to put Ion Shells on the creep wave as well, because not only does it get you farm, but also gives you vision where your opponents are. Like, if Ursa just rotates to the jungle, or if he goes for a smoke into Roche, for example, right now, then at least you'll know where he is. If you push out the lanes and the creeps are at the tower, then you know Ursa's not there, and he could be in Roche. So we'll see if they can react to this in time.
And let's see what they can find with the smoke. They're going to maybe look towards Limp in the mid lane. Wards drop down, in goes the lead. They should be able to get the close the gap here with the Disrupt, and they will field down. Limp's back as well. He's in the Sunstrike and Wings. They'll find themselves another. In fact, they might be able to punish this reaction from Hansken, who tries to come in, but it's all a bit too late. Double kill for Blink on the Invoker. And the rest of compLexity, they do not want to be hanging around for round 2. And this is going to be the opening to try and go for Roche.
Yeah, that was a really good rotation there. They grabbed 3 of their heroes, which turned that into a 4-man gank on the mid lane. They got a little lucky on the Crystal Maiden support TP, but killing the Death Prophet was huge here.
We can see that Swindle's not happy with the Roche attempt. Gonna get lifted back up to the high ground. He'll be fine, gets himself away. But at the least, this is compLexity stopping them from going for Roche, and that's, I guess, you know, when they're 2 heroes down, that's pretty much the best you can do.
Yeah, though that gank was good, they didn't get any tactical advantage out of it after the fact. They didn't get the tower, they didn't do that much damage to the tower, and they weren't able to get Roche. That's because it's so early. And that's why that rotation is sometimes a bit iffy from the Radiant side. They do get the kill, but it did take a lot of hero resources, and it might have been a little bit better if they committed less heroes and farmed in the meantime.
Oh man, sneaky Magic Man going in, missed, oh no, Death Prophet, there's no way she's gonna be making it down. And that is one dead lady, again.
It's just this positioning from the heroes and wings, it's banging every time. This time Disruptor and Bat, they were there, and we're gonna see if they can try and find some more. They'll get the vision there for the glimpse on Anskin, and they will. It's another one for Wings, and coming up to 9 minutes in, 9 for 2. Everything looking to go their way, apart from the fact that still Chessie on his lifestealer is getting that free farm.
Yeah, they're punishing really hard right now. The glimpse back is just so hard to play against.
Oh yeah, Triceratops that action, here we go. Chase them down, oh yeah.
There we go, look at this. Oh, this is some NA Dota stuff. Oh, yeah.
Damn. That's beautiful, man. That was like the Land Before Time. Dinosaur beat dinosaur. I love it.
Look at that.
I'm surprised he got a kill with that one. That was actually one of the worst neutrals to have, one of the large ones. It's very low armor, it dies. As you can see, like, he got killed, but it does have a lot of disables and attacks very rapidly, so gets the kill out of him, he's going to go back to farm. He's got about 2,000 gold.
I mean, what is it?
Midas.
Does he go Midas? Does he go straight Radiance? Is that what you want to be doing?
Yeah, straight Radiance is a possibility. It's not a terrible build. It would do a lot of damage to top Blink Daggers. He could get Flaming Lasso again. The Ursa's a really good solution against it, but the Ursa can't slow him. So no matter what, he kind of just stands there and has a little Flaming Sword in his pocket and it kills everybody. Can't swing it though.
Absolutely beautiful.
Top lane, Faith was looking to see if he could find Z-Freak, and the Batrider very, very close to his Blink Dagger at the moment as well. So, yeah, actually, in fact, he'll have it there with this camp. So, 10 minutes in, still good time here for Faith. It's just going to be a question of where he finds the opening to use it first, and why they on the Disruptor will pick up the smokes. They're ready to go. Bottom lane, Swindles. Just playing around with Shadow, but that's going to be the Surge Corner now. Shadow just going to move in, and with the Sunstrike, oh, it's not going to connect, but here, Fuzzy, one more snap should do it, and it will. Now they will get the counter rotation. Shadow pops the ult and getting a huge amount of this damage here, trying to get himself into the shadows, but it's not going to be enough. This time it's compLexity with a rotation to punish the aggression of Wings.
I think that one's going to be worth it. They're going to get a lot of levels out of that, and they can possibly take the tower as a result.
Lifestealer denying it.
That was one hell of an uppercut. That's what I'm talking about, boys.
My goodness, this strat from the lifestealer, how legit is it, Purge? Is it really that good?
It's really good, honestly. Yeah. It's quite good. It all depends on how fast he gets his Radiance. If his team can get some towers while he's busy creating space and pressuring heroes, and he gets his Radiance at a pretty good time, he'll be really strong. The problem is that in the mid game and to the late game, you start hitting some snags, basically. Because, again, he's not a very good hero against Ursa.
Oh, Z-Freak caught out here. There's the blink reveal from Faith, straight onto the Doom. Bursted down as well by the Sunstrike. The rest of compLexity are out of there. Now Wings able to punish that one, and still space being created here for Shadow on his Ursa. He's still getting a lot of farm here on this bottom lane. 62 for 10. Been involved in 5 kills so far. He died the once. FaZe and Masker Man is done.
I don't want to beat this guy, Perch, but I feel like these guys are peacocking right now.
Oh, I forgot you can Iron Shell the Ancients.
Okay.
Now it's really strong.
Oh no, he's Ion Shell and he can be hasted too. He can be surged too, can't he?
He can indeed.
Oh no, the horror. We're going to see some uppercuts.
It's kind of comical, but well, indeed here comes the wraparound.
Oh yeah.
From the ancient Granite Golem.
They can't do anything. Run away.
Get out. Oh no! He's going to kill us all! Why TP's out? It's a smart move.
The kinetic field saved him. He almost got the frostbite to stop the TP, but the kinetic field is just in range.
I've never seen men run so fast. Oh, here we go.
It's so fast.
The demon comes. Run, Rubik!
Run,
They know the counter. What?
Yeah.
Teleports? All right.
Yeah.
It's a giant rock monster. Surely he can like throw one little rock off and stun him or something, right?
No, dude, this guy's too fancy for that. That's for the kids, okay? This is an ancient. He just runs in.
One golems only, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, this is an easy tower for these boys. They're just going to keep on uppercutting and taking this bad boy quick. Meanwhile, what's our friends over in Wings doing?
Hanging around here, they're anxious, and you got Blink. Looking to try and find a tier 1 of his own. Just going for the trade. Faith ready to push the lane in again here, and Wings, we'll see if they want to fight. They've got 3 at the moment. They'll get the glimpse back onto the Doom. Do they have the positioning to go for it? Kinetic field will be dropped. They'll get the lift. Static Storm laid down as well. They actually bring him away from the field though, and Zefree's going to be able to surge himself out of that one. I wondered if they're going to try and toss the Doom back there with the Rubik, but they kind of tossed him out.
Yeah, if they would have caught him in the static field, they probably could have killed him with the Ursa, but as soon as the Ursa, as soon as his movement isn't completely limited, he can be killed. So, plus he saw that one coming, press Scorched Earth in time, that buys him a lot of survivability. So the real big item we're waiting for is the Radiance. I mean, the Golem's really scary right now, but once he gets, what, 3,800, he'll have the Relic, and then another 1,400 and the Radiance is up.
Okay, we see a little bit of skirmishes in the middle, but nobody really doing anything. Nice sentry.
Yeah, I know he's there. Let's see, they should be able to punish this one indeed. Here comes Hansken, Lim, and Swindle. Silence out, Faith down. Smart sentry placement there as they saw him head down.
Did that? That might have just been dewarding. I've been seeing a lot of sentries there.
Oh yeah, because there's no sentry at the moment around the mid.
That was a gimme, man. They've got to feel good about that. That's actually the best ganking hero that Wings has. So now they're pretty grouped up in the mid lane. One person splitting top, so they will have to defend this. That's the benefit of Invoker. It goes to a lane, summons Forged Spirits, and takes your towers.
Can we name this Golem? I mean, he's doing so much work. I feel like naming him.
You're the creative one. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to call him Gary. Is this
Gary the
Golem? Okay, look at Gary. Oh, boy.
That's everything I expected out of you there.
Thank you very much, Burge. Can we see that uppercut one time, Gary? Just give us a... Oh, there it is.
On command, dude.
Gary, my boy, taking out that middle lane tower. What are these guys going to do about this? They can't stop Gary the Golem.
These guys, they used to be a couple, but it all fell apart.
Oh, God.
The 2 stones.
That's some abuse, some spousal abuse.
Here comes Gary with the punches onto the Rubik here. Rubik being forced back. The Static Storm is nice though, and he catches out Zefree. Zefree falling low, and he'll go down. They do manage to chase down and finish off the Rubik. The question is, can Cole find more? Surge up onto the dead probably with the Ghost as well, but Lim getting glimpsed back. Jesse jumps out of the Ancient. He kills Gary, but it might be worth it. Gary kills his life.
Get in a creep hook, Chelsea's gonna die.
Forged Spirits. Only just getting himself out of this one. Why? And Blink, both incredibly low. Swindles chasing down the Invoker.
Can he guess?
Oh, no. The Ghost War gets him out, but 4 kills for the side of compLexity. They were falling behind a little bit in the early game, but huge fight for them there, managing to close that gap.
It's a new Gary.
Oh, Gary's back. Gary, you're back again. Good to see you, buddy. And Gary's going to keep on doing his strike.
Look at, and how's his Radiance looking?
He's really close. 600 gold away. Now, one downside to this heavy push thing that they're doing is that it's going to really limit Lifestealer's last hits. In fact, he hasn't gotten a last hit since that last fight started. He's, what, 20 last hits behind the other heroes right now? It will get better once he gets Radiance, but usually if you group up that much, your experience is going to limit a bit, and your last hits are going to limit, but you get towers to make up for the gold. So it could, if they lose a big team fight, basically, they could completely get reset, all this advantage they have.
Jeez, man, what a change on those graphs, man. Looks worse than my Tinder profile. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's happening again.
You can statistically analyze that?
I do, yeah. Every time I get a swipe, I put it in the statistics. Okay. It does not work. I do not recommend it.
We're coming out here. This it's going to be the mech for Swindles as well, ready for the next fight. So compLexity getting some good items on themselves. I mean, we saw them also just win that last engagement now with the Yules as well on Death Prophet. It's going to be a lot harder for Wings to deal with some of these heroes. And of course, the old Golem must be very, very close to the Radiance. Now just
I do like that he has Yules, because as soon as the fight starts, Ursa jumps on somebody. If they can just put him in the air, buy him 2.5 seconds, it's usually going to mean that the rest of compLexity can back each other up. They've got mechs, they've got Surge, they have a lot of really good solutions.
So who wins the late game on this one? Is this going to be, if perchance we make it that far, which we might not, but who's got the advantage here, boys?
Well, Ursa hard counters the Lifestealer, obviously. He's pretty good against Death Prophet as well, because she's a little weak to physical damage. But there's multiple cores on compLexity. They're going to scale well on Lifestealer as well as DP, whereas on Wings, it's pretty much just Ursa and Invoker. And Invoker is more team fight. Same goes for Rubik and Disruptor. So I think it's looking okay for compLexity, especially now that they've evened things up a bit.
Oh, smoke now from Wings. We'll see if they can catch anything.
Oh, the Radiance is out.
Gary burns now. Well, eventually.
Yeah,
it's on the courier.
He's busy. Courier's fine.
They need to make sure they get out. So I think they're a little bit too scared about sending over the junglers. They don't actually have any vision there, Cole. So just making sure that the courier doesn't get taken down on a very important delivery.
Great game sense, huh? They just walked right on out of there. They felt like the smoke was coming, and they bailed. So good on compLexity. They're going to check out that Roche pit and make sure that nobody's partying.
Yeah, Zefreak if he comes down this way, but as you said, they're still playing safe. They just see that the map's pretty much empty, and indeed, the wall was down around this area, so...
Uh-oh.
Where's his
Goal.
radius?
Oh,
Ah,
no. He's got it. Gary's looking for a victim.
He's running so fast. 419 movement speed here with the Trinkle Boots. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a with drum as well.
Oh no, it's the hunt. Gary's hungry. Run, everyone! He's coming. Will he be able to find anybody though? Oh yeah, he's gonna run into some folks down
He's
there
going
at
to
the bottom.
find a few members of the side of Wings here. 3 are down it. Question is there any of them killable? Maybe the Rubik.
He's got
Yeah,
he's got an ice on it.
you got a TP.
Look at the economic damage.
Invoker.
Invoker, wake up! Oh, he's getting pounded.
Oh.
Oh, did he lock himself in?
Oh!
He's got bots. He's got to get himself out. Oh, they're going to try and fail.
Gary.
Oh, Gary.
It wasn't worth it.
It wasn't worth it. It's right, they've got a good stack up. There's a fair few
Oh,
more Garys.
he might die now.
Oh, yeah, with the lasso. Sunstrike going to connect. Chess, he needs backup in there. It's Swindlemelons with the mech. He's going to be fine now. The return set up limp with the Yules. He's going to go for the TP out. Does he make it? No.
I'll say one thing, MVP this game, definitely the TP scroll. I mean,
Absolutely. That's
absolutely.
been free. So many.
It's been good. complexity's also doing a great job stacking their ancients. They can't clear it very well with the heroes, but this means that there's more and more Garys to choose from. Yeah. Always ready.
We got plenty.
Is he going to get a new one? There we go.
Oh, come on.
There we go. Which is he going to take?
Take Gary.
Don't miss
Take
click.
Gary.
Don't miss click.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
we're
he's
going
playing
to stack.
No, he doesn't. He wants.
You
he doesn't
can't
want to miss
stack
click.
at 10 seconds past that.
Yeah, no. Oh,
Back Dragon time. All right.
Who's this?
Who's this?
Introduce him.
Oh, well, this is Horatio.
Horatio.
All right. Horatio the Flying Dragon, which is the goofiest face I've ever seen. He's not feeling too good today. Look at that dragon face. That is the worst, goofiest thing I've ever seen in my life. How is that scary?
It's better than it used to be. It used to just look like, I don't know, a transformer or something in the mouth.
Horatio sucks. I want Gary back.
He can push creep waves really fast.
I don't
using the
care.
Fireball ability.
No one cares how efficient Horatio is, all right? He
Okay.
sucks. We should probably get back to the match. Anyway, what are these boys doing?
That's nice, isn't it? The CM aura here.
Oh, yeah.
There, so he can really throw out that fireball whenever he wants, and well, blink away just in time. They'll start to push that one in. Why? In a bit of a precarious position here. He's got to be careful. They don't see him. See if he's able to set anything up. They do still have the tier 1, so Wings can jump in if a fight kicks off on this top lane. It's just the Rubik and Disruptor in the area at the moment. It looks like compLexity not really going to commit to a full push there at the moment, at least until they can get some more out. They're going to grab themselves an Invis Rune here on the top. It's going to be, of course, all spotted out here by the warding from Wings.
Yeah, they definitely can't take a fight like that unless the Lifestealer's in an Ancient nearby. Because if he's across the map, he can't TP.
Oh, where's your TP? Oh, he's not got a TP! Oh, he's lucky that dragon didn't come after him.
Sorry. The Dragon's way worse at kiting. His attack animation is horrible. You kind of have to make them stand still. And your damage is less as well. So, but boy, can you kill creep waves.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited about the CM. I mean, you don't really see too many teams except for compLexity be pulling out the CM anymore. She had a great ult earlier. What's our next item? What are we thinking here, Brent?
Well, she'll finish the drum because naturally it's by far the best item in the game right now, and
Oh,
every hero should buy it.
drums, yeah.
So after that, you could see Blink Daggers, BKBs, may see a Ghost Scepter to deal with the Ursa. You could even see her buy a Yules of her own to Yules up the Ursa to limit his Enrage, for example. There's a lot of good options. Maybe a Force Staff, who knows?
I feel like they're just putting everything on these little animals. I wonder why they didn't pick the Pudge with the Scepter. I mean, that would have been the full pub build, but what are you going to do? And here we go. We're back on the hunt. Horatio in the middle lane. No one there. Okay, moving on.
They're going to start to kick something off because we can hear the Ghost being popped. It looks like...
Nope.
Yeah, they're just going to go for the tower here. And Wings, well, they're going to try and jump in on the side on Z3. They need some backup. He's been clipped.
Okay.
Oh, they're doomed. He's trying for the
so
TP
dead.
out. But yeah, they've got the glimpse now. And actually bounced him down. He nearly turns around and gets the Doom up, but the Static Storm will contain him. Z3 finally goes down, and now here comes the Dragon. Oh!
Come on, Horatio. Burn him down.
No.
Oh, whoa!
He's still going. Yeah, they'll get it. 1 for 1 there, compLexity.
Well, I mean, things are looking pretty good for compLexity. They were pretty behind in the beginning of the match, and things are finally starting to turn around here. Things are evening out. Team Wings, though, they gotta get some action here. Maybe the top lane. Oh boy. Okay.
It's very close. It is very, very close at the moment. I mean, the fact that you have got Blink on his Invoker, he's still doing really well. Top of the net worth board. He's just 1k away from having the Aghanims done. There's going to be that point where if they really catch him, they've got a huge combo. You know, if you get a multi-man kinetic field and static storm, you can destroy some of complexity's lineup.
Yeah, it's just really hard for them to fight, honestly. If they get engaged a little bit too deep, then Horatio is just going to walk them down and do radiance damage the whole time, because they don't want to commit Ursa's initial burst to just blowing up a neutral, because obviously then he pops out and he's still full HP on the inside. So it's difficult to take fights for now. He'll grab BKB first. I think the first hero they need to kill is actually Death Prophet. And to do that, it's a little scary. He's going to get surged away, for example. They've got Yule Scepters. They have one on, I'm sorry, I thought I saw one on Darkseer. Just the Death Prophet one, but she picks up an armor item as well, so she's even harder to kill. And, ooh, a Blade Mail on Doom. That's interesting.
Well, luckily, our good friend Ursa is about to be finishing his BKB any moment now, and then we'll probably see some more fights coming out there, right?
Most likely, yeah. Both teams are pretty afraid to Roshan unless they get a pick off, so most of complexity is just moving together and through the jungle, while on the other side of the map, or in the mid lane, for example, the large ancient creep can split push and get advantage from that. Vlad's is now picked up on him. It's 4-0 and 3. He's having a great game.
Oh yeah, more spin in the middle lane as the farming continues. Although the boys are starting to move up on top. Team Wings wants that top tower real bad, and it's only got 100 health. I feel kind of bad for the top tower. He's not going to last long, and there he goes. It's a sad day.
And that's the gold as well for Blink to finish off his argument. So he's going to have that ready for the next defense. Complexity. Sending Jesse in on the Dragon to clear out this mid lane, but the rest of them hanging around Roche. They do have the Exorcism up if they wanted to try and go for it with that, but as you said, Purge, it seems to be a game where both teams are just very tentative about going for it, and I guess understandably why if you're Complexity, because Wings there have got a pretty good fight around the pit, especially with a Battle Rider and a Disruptor. They're going to try for it though. And
they can do this easy. Yeah. With Exorcism, of course. Just tons of physical damage, and Roche will die. Death Prophet will probably transition. I don't know if she should go Shivas this game, because you don't really reduce the attack speed of Ursa when he's overcharged. I think an AC might be a better choice, perhaps. Yeah, I think I kind of like that a bit better, but he may still go Shivas, because it does lower his attack speed in between overpowers.
Yeah, really nice there, and of course the fact that Limp he was able to pop that during the Arcane Rune, so he's going to have it back up a lot sooner.
Yeah, that's great. But yeah, this is the advantage that Dire gives you. If they've got 2 towers up that are semi-close to the Roche pit, in case a fight happens and they need to buy back and TP there, they're closer. So it's a lot harder for Wings to fight now. And it's just looking a little bit worse over time. Ursa's farming to BKB. It's an item that helps you team fight. It doesn't really accelerate your farm, and Ursa as a hero doesn't really get extremely strong in the late game. He's more of an early to mid game hero. He still has some value late game, but he has item slot problems among other things. So I just think Complexity is going to continue to scale better with their 2 to 3 core lineup here.
You know, this is less Peacock, more Penguin, I guess. Awkward Penguin. They're just walking around, they're not really doing anything, so.
Yeah, they did a lot early game, but once the Radiance comes out, it's so hard. I mean, you saw how every time the Ancient gets in 3 supports, like 2 of them have to TP out. Like, that just wastes all of your movement on the map. One of their heroes finds you guys, and you have to leave.
Well, hopefully Team Wings can, you know, get the flock together and get something going any moment now as we wait for the big fight. OD, you doing okay? Yeah, I know you. When there's not a big team fight, you get kind of nervous.
I'm just waiting for the plays really, but I think this is who does this benefit more in your idea, Purge, in terms of the kind of the passive gameplay?
Does it benefit who more?
Yeah, well, I'm asking you.
Definitely, I would say Complexity. Like I said, their late game is definitely a bit stronger here. I mean, they have really good gank heroes, but a lot of them are quite tanky and they have other survivability options. The easiest one to kill is probably Crystal Maiden, but if you look at the map, if you just close your eyes, open your eyes again, Complexity is always together, 3 heroes. It doesn't matter where they are, they're always moving together. The only person that's ever spread out is going to be the Ancient Creep. In a lot of cases, he's still kind of in the same general area. So now that they got Roche, now they're going to group together and they're going to take all the other towers left over.
Yeah, absolutely. Tier 1 and Tier 2 on the top lane still for the taking here for the side of Complexity. Wings at the moment, Invoker. Link's still trying to push down this bottom lane, see if he can get a Tier 2 maybe in response. Side of Complexity, standing strong top. Now find themselves one. We'll see if they move in for another. They do still have that Exorcism available if they want to really fully commit for a push. And yeah, Limp, he's going to pop it for this one. He'll look to take the Tier 2. Question is, do they then try and push for more, as you said? Well, the Aegis now, maybe they can.
They're trading on the other side. Invoker gets a Tier 2. He won't stop quite here. They'll try to slow down this push, but I don't know how easy it's going to be. Like, look at this. The Black Dragon's just going to run right past. No blink dagger for a bat. Yeah, and he's got huge armor right now as well. He just stands there. They can't blink initiate. They actually just can't go in. So the only thing Invoker can do is try to kill a tower faster, and he's pretty close, actually.
Wow, okay. Well, that seems like a balanced hero. What he did by himself took 5 other heroes. So no worries, Ice Frog. Take your time on the patch. We're doing fine. Yeah, everything's great.
Well, we're going to see Cole come back, but apart from Lim, he's been left behind, and I will punish it. And he's got the Aegis ready for round 2. The Black Dragon trying to do his best to defend Wings away to try and protect the Death Prophet, but Control comes in. He'll be able to use himself out here. Lim, he's stuck in the statics on the kinetic field as well, and the Dragon has to get himself out at the moment. They're going to try and chase him down and try and kill him. We'll see if they have got the control and the damage. But indeed, no, he's going to be fine. He gets himself a freebie out of there. But still losing the Death Prophet, they're pretty heavy for complexity at this point.
Yeah, she's very low on total HP. She's got good survivability with the Yules and good armor with the Shivas, but once you get hit by a couple nukes, it's really not that survivable. So she'll transition into an Octarine core next, most likely lower her cooldowns as well as give her lifesteal and overall HP.
This'll come in handy.
But I think Complexity is fine with where they're at right now. It was a little scary. They did almost lose their tier 3 despite being up. But again, they still will have advantage going into the late game as they will be more item slot efficient.
Man, I'm having a great time watching this game right here because both these teams are so patient. They're waiting for that, just that perfect fight, that perfect initiation. Take some stuff here, give some stuff away. This is your kind of game, Purge.
Is it?
Yeah. It's boring, just like you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right there.
Oh. Now I feel bad.
Okay, Indy going to see some big items coming out from both sides at the moment. You've got 2.7k saved up on your Invoker. I think Hanskin at the moment had 2k on the Crystal Maiden.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he didn't spot the courier. Yeah, it was close.
I think he goes Blink here. They do need someone that can initiate, and running at them and Radiance burning them doesn't really count. But being able to initiate, land some disables, at least force some 4-staffs could be really useful.
I see something kick off here. Pat moving in. Has got that last second to get a jump in. He'll jump forward. Falls about the Yules in time from Lim, holding back the Batrider. Silence now returning. He gets the slow out. Moving in. Wide jumps in. Static Storm kinetic field to hold back complexity. So again, both teams successfully disengaging. And isn't he going to be the blink picked up by the CM as you suggested? We'll see that come into play in the next fight. But
Disruptor has one too, so things get a little scary now for complexity. Because if they get a little too grouped up, he can just get kills or set up a good team fight, for example. If he catches 3 heroes in there, can't cast spells, take a lot of damage, it's definitely dangerous.
Danger is the word of the match, as both teams are a little hesitant to get in this big team fight that we've been waiting for, but no worries. A little walk over here, a little dab over there, we're fine.
Let's see if Z3, what's he going to scout here? He's just standing behind old Jesse, still in the Black Dragon. I mean, how's Jesse doing in terms of gold on top? Is he starting to work towards his AC, I'd imagine?
Just bought some items. Looks like it might be flying out. He does have it.
Yeah, he's got it finished now. Yeah.
Great item to have. It'll give 5 armor to everybody on his team and -5 to his opponents. Not to mention attack speed. This is actually one of the few ways to increase the attack speed of your actual Ancient. He only hits for 60 or 75 damage or something like that.
73.
Real not good. All right, my math is way off today.
Now a Lincoln Spear was picked up on our good friend Invoker. Is that just to make sure that, what's that for, buddy?
Doom.
Doom? That's it? Oh no, we don't have time to talk about it. Horatio! Oh, he's mine.
He actually is.
He has so much armor. He has an ice armor.
The dragon? Come on.
He's coming back in.
Oh no.
He's got an ice armor that Doom gave him from a neutral creep. So AC aura, Vlad's aura, Dragon aura, plus the frost armor.
Oh my god, look at all those auras. It's an aura party.
24 armor. 59% physical damage resistance, not bad at all.
This is definitely the point there, though, where his Ancient stops doing as much damage. This will be a little interesting.
Oh, God.
I've never seen this one with this much armor before, but it might actually be viable here, because it does attack faster and it does more damage, and he can amp up the attack speed of one of his allies.
Let's see, here we go. Lim popping the ghost. We'll see if Wings can hold this one back. Here comes the Dinosaur ready to frontline this one. Tier 3, dropping and it will fall. See if they can move in for more and try and take the racks. They've still got a good amount of time here on the Exorcism. Why, just moving in. Thunderstrike onto the Death Prophet. Wings still really looking for the perfect chance to pop in. They'll jump onto the Dinosaur, but he starts to walk it off, and still with this armor. Can tag this all up. In fact, might go down here. A couple more Fury Swipe stacks, and he will fall, and he does, but still they find the melee racks. And in complexity, it's objective complete. That's exactly what they were looking for.
And the space, oh, they're sending him back. He's going to rage, though. That was a huge mistake there from Disruptor. You can't glimpse a lifestealer. Maybe he thought that he raged earlier, but he was very patient when the creep died. So completely wasted glimpse. That could have been a 100% kill on just about any hero.
Yeah, literally any other hero that does not have the ability to make themselves magic immune would have been a pretty good target there. Oh, Crystal Maiden, she's going to be grabbed.
Oh, and it is Wise. Well, nice Static Storm to force C-Freak back. And Sken, he's fairly tanky with the guns, but it should be a kill nonetheless. And indeed, with the Us coming through, they will find themselves another Wings 15-11. So regardless of losing that top melee Rex, they're ready to strike back and hit back as hard as they can. And push now going to come from themselves in the mid lane, looking for a tier 2. Basher also done on the Ursa. Going to be a lot easier for him to lock down and have a good chomp on some of these enemies.
Gary's back and he's coming.
Oh, Gary. Oh, Gary the Golem.
He's going to look, he might, has Ruby got a TP? He's got a Glimmer Cape. Yeah, that'll do. They found another way to deal with this advance. And meanwhile, Mr. Cole looking to see if they can get in. Surged up. The Doom trying to close the gap. Here's the blink. Can he get himself on top of the Ursa? He will, but there's a glimpse on Doom. Jesse's going to try and solo this one, and well, they'll just be able to do it there. Nice play. Jumps out of Gary, commits the slow.
Man, we've got to see more coming out from this Ursa. We've got to see him fight. He's running out of time. If he doesn't do something soon, he won't have anything to do at all. The game will be over.
Yeah, and he's dead for a full minute now. If compLexity try and push in for something more. But at the moment, what's the Roche timer looking like? Still just over a minute. So hang on for that one.
The problem is that this Ancient thing, it counters what Ursa can do. Ursa is good against the Ancient if the Ancient's standing still, but very, very few disables will affect it. It's mostly just things like Lasso, but you don't want to commit that kind of a disable to keep him from moving. The only good solution is either a Sanjin Yasha or a Eye of Scotty, which does slow through magic immunity. But when an Ursa has to commit to buy an item like that, then they're limited in a lot of other ways. So it's just a really bad position to be in. He wasn't able to punish the other heroes rather than ignoring the Golem, and compLexity just 5-man the whole time. So they didn't really have a lot of weaknesses that could be exploited by Wings. Now they're at the stage where the Ursa just doesn't work that great anymore.
Yeah, well, Zoo has been closed as all the animals are mercilessly murdered down there, and they're still waiting on Roshan. Could it be spawning anytime soon? I think so.
Yeah, it's just in 30 seconds now, so
I wish, I'm not good at reading that, man. I need an analog Roche timer. I'm not smart enough. You don't have to point at it. That's not going to help, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, thank you. You point at the clock. All right, wonderful. Great observers we have in this game.
Our Wings as well at this point. Yep. They're still waiting, really, to try and jump on compLexity. Not coming too far out the map. We've got Greaves now done on Swindle, so something else to help with this pushing. As we've seen, they managed to commit on the top and find something successful. And compLexity, I'm sure, I guess at this point, they wait for the Aegis, and then we'll see them try and do the same thing down another lane. And again, it's going to be really hard for Wings to stop them. Well, maybe this is the play from Wings.
That's why they're smoking. They need to get a fight, they need to get a kill, and then they need to take Roche afterwards so their opponents don't. The Dire, or the Radiant Dispense.
He's going to get caught out, and this is nice as well. It's going to mean a huge amount lost from the team fight. No Greaves, no Lotus Orb, no full stealth to save people from the bear. And that is more than enough opening here for them to try and go for Roche. The question is, do the rest of compLexity try and contend this?
They kind of want to, but it's difficult. Firefly is down though, so they don't have to worry about Batrider. Lasso obviously
here comes the Dinosaur. Oh, he's not good. Yeah, BKB from Shadow, just in case anyone was going to jump through. And now?
This Basher could work.
No, it did not. No bash for him, and they're going to be after that BKB from Mr. Bear. And the boys are running back. That one grab could have changed around the game. They got the Aegis, they got the pressure, they could be moving in now.
This is really good for Wings. As we were saying, if compLexity got that Aegis, Wings would have been in a very, very dire position in terms of losing another axe. But as it goes, the game will continue. Wings continuing to find a good amount of farm on the Invoker. He's still at the top. Also just a few thousand behind this Lifestealer. And I guess if you're the Ursa, what are you looking to finish off next? Do you need to get that full-out Abyssal done to deal with some of these heroes?
He does have a Robe of the Magi. I'm wondering if he's going to make a Diffusal Blade, but okay. I don't think that's going to be the option. They don't actually have any Ghost Scepters yet on compLexity, so maybe he bought that earlier, expecting it.
I guess it's kind of nice. Well, I guess it's got the BKB as well. I was wondering if the DP silence, just to make sure you always get the ult out.
Yeah, the BKB does solve that problem in a lot of ways. He needs to remain competitive with the Lifestealer. Lifestealer's transitioning to a more damage build. He's picked up Sanj, he'll go to SNY, which is a movement speed item, so that he can chase down a bit better. But Ursa's not as good at Lifestealer against Lifestealer in a 1v1 anymore. He can basically endlessly kite him using the Radiance. Like, the Blink is useless on Ursa this game.
Oh, here we go. There's Focus Spell. They know someone can. Again, Swindles is going to be the one to get caught out. And this is the nice pick we saw before. Wings able to find Roshan without having to worry about the Darkseer coming in to save the team. Now, we'll see if they can find themselves something else. They've already taken on the tier 2, so it is just going to be a question of when Wings feel powerful enough to try and push it up to the high ground. Invoker still a few hundred away from having that completed Octarine, so maybe they're just going to be content in just waiting for these bigger items to come out before they really jump in.
And they've got pretty good items. I think there's been a lot of discipline coming out of Wings this game. Like, all of their supports have very low deaths, for example. It looks like they should be winning the game if you look at their KDAs, but compLexity, and same with the top of the scoreboard, 17-12, but they've been on the back foot since 10 minutes in.
Like a vulture circling over soon-to-be prey, Wings waits for the moment to strike. Is that good?
You sure it's not going to be the other way around?
Yeah, I don't know. How does the prey strike the vulture, Purge? These are extended metaphors, man.
You let him swallow you, and then you...
Oh, no. Hansken. He's gone. The Basher coming into action there. Ping's coming out onto the Ancient, but already Chessie flaps his wings, gets himself away from it.
There we go. See, more Wings puns. We're doing it, guys. It's on.
Octarine done now for Invoker, so next team fight's going to already hit hard. But the thing is, Wings, neither compLexity as well, they haven't really been able to find a full-on team fight. We keep seeing kind of engagements of 2 heroes, and then they always back out. Not really happy to fully commit everything unless it is a clean kill, like we've been seeing a few times with Faith catching out Windles on the dark side.
Well, they're out of smokes now is the main thing. They've traded a lot of kills for smokes, but trading a smoke for 1 hero kill, especially when it's the Darkseer or Crystal Maiden, it's not worth it. So now if compLexity just gets to a period where they have a lot of ward vision aggressively, then they're almost always going to see Wings rotating over, and they don't have to worry about dying nearly as much. So despite those couple deaths, I think it's completely fine for compLexity. Consistently, it was only 1. Yeah, they got roached that one time, but I feel like that was just equalizing the game, not even putting them in an advantage or disadvantage for compLexity.
Man, we just keep on waiting. Couldn't this be it?
Hey, the Dragon.
A ratio. Taking a look.
Charge here for compLexity, forcing Wings back. And he's looking for a Bastion. He will get it. Oh, the Dragon maybe in trouble. Gets himself still kiting around this Ursa. And still just playing with Shadow. Sideline BKB actually popped by Shadow. He's done with this, the Radiant Spurt and such. And now he's going to look to turn, but Limp gets off the Exorcism. Z3 gets the Doom out onto Faith. Falls back, but he's going to be caved up at the time being. They'll pop the Aegis. Faith, he should still drop to the Doom, and they will. The question is, can Ursa fight strong enough here in round 2? They're trying to move in onto him. Buyback from the Batrider. Static Storm is going to contain Chessie, but he's got Rage up at the moment. He doesn't care. Jump in from Z3. To be a Ghost Walk away from Blink. Got the sentry down, but he gets forced out of range of it. There's the buyback from the Ursa as well for this fight. Z3 to get punished. Let's see if they can punish more. Glimpse out. There's already the rest of them trying to get themselves away. Ice grabbing Hansken. You got Chessie being beat down here. So Lasso was used by Faith. 3 kills like that. It cost them 2 buybacks, but a very strategical fight that Wings decide to fully commit to and fully take. And now they got a good chance for the push. There's no buyback on either the Darkseer or the Lifestealer here for this defense.
That was actually an incredible amount of respawns. That was an Aegis on Ursa as well, so he died twice in that fight, and he's still alive now. But it did cost him quite a bit. Like compLexity, once they're alive, 50 seconds on Lifestealer, they might lose their racks here, actually. This could be the fight for Wings.
Oh man, the Bear taking the hint. Oh, nice fortification though. We're gonna buy a little bit of time for the boys to respawn, and Darkseer is back. Will we see an amazing ball wall action? No, they're just gonna take that Rex. They're gonna let it go, boys.
Yeah, they should. They can pressure the map so much easier with the Ancients, for example. And a general team fight like that.
Oh my!
All right, free
MVPs, all right, good job.
That's something, but of course Wings, they will be happy that they did manage to clear out the mid set of racks at the moment. So one full set down for both sides. Just keeping it clean across the board.
But now they're essentially even. Gem of True Sight's being purchased from by the Radiant team, Wings, so that'll try to help deward some wards. And it all comes down to vision now. Who can initiate on who can find the setups, who can get the ganks off. And compLexity still does have a smoke advantage. I believe they have 1 more than their opponents. They just bought it though.
Jeez, man, talk about even match. The positioning's been great. We got the same amount of racks. These teams do not want to give this one up, and they're playing nice and careful. But somebody's going to mess up, and I can't wait to find out who it is. Who's it going to be, OD? Who's going to mess up?
I know at this point it's all, as you said, just down to the execution and just punishing the other team's mistakes. I mean, looking at the Invoker, he was getting up to a lot of money again. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. Does pick up a smoke now from the side of compLexity.
He's still got 3 drum charges. I'm really surprised about this. Got this up.
5.2k on your invoker. I mean, what does he get next?
Refresher or Hex, or he could maybe grab an armor item, Shiva's Guard, something like that. Oh, he's also got Midas to sell too. He's still got 2 items to go, man. All right, so if they kill either Ursa or Batrider, those heroes are dead for a really long time. A good fight for complexity.
Smoke setting up the straight onto the high ground defense here. Wings, they've got to get themselves back and form some kind of defense, otherwise they will lose a second set of racks here. It's your fortification coming out limp. Been given the Lotus Sword by Swindles, and Faith is going to look for jumping with the lasso from the sidelines. Jumps in, will grab the CM. And kill Hanskin, that is a huge amount of damage output removed from the fight. No chance to get that ult off if they can take him down, and they will. Now, Shadow trying to go for Swindles, but Swindles will kite, and they drop the Doom on Shadow, but he already got the ult out, so tanking a lot of this damage. They will find Swindles, they will, oh yes, they'll get Shadow as well. So that is the Ursa now down for 90 seconds, and of course, because he used his buyback in that last fight, he's not going to be able to get himself back in for this one. The rest of Wings are trying to do the best to hold complexity back. Swindles has brought back in, storming down the mid lane, trying to get himself back and involved, and Chessie dishing out the damage. He's going to be able to find Ice Ice on the Rubik. Ice Ice buys back. Z-Freak and Chessie going for Faith on the Batrider, but he's popped the BKB. Ice Wall at the moment just kiting Chessie on the lifestealer. Blink should be fine, turns around, Meteor, definitely plus with Chessie's got the rage up again, Hanskin jumping in, look for the control onto the Invoker, he's just going to put the ult here, but the Glimmer onto the Invoker, he's going to be able to get himself back up to the high ground. Z-Freak looking for Ice Ice on this Rubik, it's going to be a dieback, and it will be, that's 2 down on Wings, no buybacks available for those. And now, complexity, they're not done, they see this opening, they want to try and close this one up, they'll keep the pressure in on the mid lane racks, which they will find. The question is, are they going to be able to find anything more? TP back from the Batrider. But it's going to be a 3 versus 5 defense as complexity, after a little bit of a stalemate, look to try and close this one up. Wings, they need something big, but that's going to be complexity showing maybe a bit of mercy. Chessie going to get blitzed back, but he's still got the rage up again. With the grease from Swindles, complexity, they're more than enough in fighting shape. They're going to jump in with the lasso. Static Storm, a nice combo from Evoker. Bring in Chessie, learn, it'll bring him down. They take down the lifesteal. The question is, can they get more silence onto the Batrider, try and fly away, but no, Limp will take him down. So now that's the bat down without buyback.
That Blade Mill did so much in that. Reflected a lot of damage, and if this Rax goes down, the game's over.
They can get the Invoker.
Oh, Invoker not looking too good. Can he get out of there?
One more, he's trying to kite him out, but he's dead.
Yeah, that's it.
He's got buyback. He has got buyback on the Invoker.
Limp's going all in.
Yeah, this is going to be mega creeps now. So complexity, they got what they wanted. Can Wings hit back hard enough and fast enough, though, to try and bring this one back in? 4 dead on complexity. I mean, at this point, Wings, they need to power down and push, and they know it. They pick up a Deso straight away on the Invoker. This is, one of their chances to try and go. They've just got to go all mid. The problem is there are 3 backs available for complexity, so it's going to be a hard one. But Blink, he's already trying to go. Just straight down the mid lane, no messing. This is really the be-all, end-all for Wings.
It's a really hard one. They don't have very good push heroes. Very few AoEs. They don't have like an AoE melee core, unless he buys like a Battle Fury or something like that.
It's going to be all about how much this Deso can really do if they can try and go straight for the throne.
Blink Dagger popped out by Mr. Lifestealer, waiting for them to get out of position potentially. Man, he dropped the Midas, the gloves are off. This is it. No GG on this team. They want it all, and they're going to see if they can't take it.
Let's see, the buyback still surely come. They're going to go straight in. There's your buyback from Lim. Lim now back in, and Wings, they've got to be careful. It's only the 3 of them here at the moment. No Rubik, no Bat. Bat does have the bots, doesn't he? So he should be able to join. Yeah, he's got those, so he will be able to join them for the fight. He's keeping himself straight in. There we go, they've got to do something big here. Combo coming through, Chessie jumps in with the BKB, pop by the bat here, kiting Chessie up for the time, and he gets the lasso up, in with the Deso.
He might die.
Damage, Z-Freak jumps in, he gets the Doom onto Blink though. They do kill Lightning, but he buys back straight away. They've got to save the Invoker though, Glimmer Cape out. But with the Doom out, this man in a lot of trouble. Ice Ice trying to hold back complexity, but Z-Freak, they managed to move forward. They have taken down 2. And now Wings, they've got to hold the base with just 3 of them. They did manage to keep Blink alive on his Invoker.
You know, Dota ain't a Disney story. It looked like it was going to be the finish ending, but no, the boys are back, and it's not looking good. How are they possibly going to defend themselves against the Mega Creeps?
If they can kill the lifesteal again, of course, he's not going to have buyback ready. In fact, we can see only the Doom with buyback available. But they've got to do it with a 3-man lineup, and that is going to be the tricky bit. The dinosaurs are back out.
The dinosaurs come again! Down the middle, the Hand of Midas has been pinged.
Yeah.
Thank you, boys. We're pushing down the mid.
Wings, they need something big. The Limp, no messing around. Exorcism is out. Ice Ice. Oh, he's going to grab the steal. What did he get? He did get the... Oh, he's got the Exorcism, Ice Ice. That's going to be huge for the defense. Faith jumps in. Oh, the massive deafening blast pushing back complexity. And front line is Shadow, trying to chomp down on Limb. Can he get the steal? It'll be huge if he can get the Death Promises strike. It's not going to be on point. Lotus all out Limb. He gets himself over the line. Steal as well. Shadow is down. Oh, they needed the Ursa to live for this one. Still, the Ghosts are out. Chessie moving forward with the Rage. Ghost Walk from Blink, trying to cut this one out. Ice Wall is dropped. Chessie trying to move in, but compLexity, they're going for the base. They're going for the Ancient, and GG. Oh my goodness, guys, you certainly can't say that Wings, they put everything into that game to try and bring it back at even the most toughest of points.
Their early game was amazing. Their mid game was decent, but at some point they just got really limited by the Lifestealer. They never got some kills on him early. They didn't decrease his farm. And Chessie just kept accelerating into more and more aura items that stop the Ursa. Ursa can't just keep getting damage items in the mid game. He has to get utility or things that keep him alive and not stunned. So it just didn't prove a good counter in the mid game.
Yeah, it was definitely a game about positioning, about timing, and about patience. And it's just about those one little mistakes can cost you everything. So what a game, though, between Wings and compLexity. Can't wait to see it again.
Game 2, I mean, it's going to be insane. I guess, I don't know if we're going to see the Lifestealer Ancient strat come out again. It's always a lot of fun to see, and it's always a lot of fun to see win. Chessie there with his 8-3-13 performance, and the Dinosaurs just a little bit too much for the side of Wings, but we'll see if they can come back here in Game 2, which will be around the corner. Don't go away anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a short break, then back to the panel. We'll see you in a bit for more compLexity versus Wings.
That was actually okay. Were you the observer?
Now over between these two teams up on stage, but there's still some games left here in this best of 3. Right now, compLexity looked a little iffy. Well, I mean, okay, didn't it? You're laughing at me, but it looks like it really could go either way.
How to train your dragon.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Winner. That is what it came down to, actually. Once they switched from the gold to the dragon, you were like, all right, well, the upgrade is now here. The game is over. Is there nothing else to talk about for that game?
I mean, to summarize that strategy, I don't think anybody put it better than Z-Freak when he was walking down. We passed him by. He's like, NA Dota, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he said it with much more enthusiasm.
I mean,
It worked, right? What does win?
Hey, whatever gets the win, baby. Whatever gets the win. The first time I saw this strategy, or like this kind of like the life stealer with that new and mechanic that he has, was really put to use. Was actually Team Liquid early on, facing up against London Conspiracy, and they ran the 4-position life stealer on Crow. That was disgusting, and it continues to be like something that's like really super cheesy. And I thought actually Wings' lineup was going to be able to deal with it, mostly because of the Ursa, but.
It was that.
Not quite enough.
Like lassoed it into a Sunstrike and Ursa, and it was at like half HP.
I mean, it's the Tranquil Boots. You jump inside the creep, and the movement speed is so fast.
They had Iron Shell, Ice Armor, Surge, CM Aura.
They did everything just to keep it alive. And like you said, I mean, Wings, it looked like they had the right ideas. They waited for the moments when they would have those abilities to be able to try to take it down. But they faced the reality. It was like, okay, that's just not happening. And so they had to always run away from it. And it was just kind of a slow gain for compLexity as they eventually pushed through for the win. Sure, sometimes maybe a couple mistakes. Always take a look at the replays here, but mostly we're going to watch a lot of golems running around here in all of these replays. Maybe some dragons later in like the last 2 or 3.
There's going to be like 1 or 2 ways that I think Wings takes this. They either take this and look at it and be like, all right, we got taken out by like some weird life stealer strat that we weren't really expecting, but our game was still really good. Like they had a really decent lead in the first like 10, 15 minutes. Or they're going to take it the opposite way and be like, what the hell just happened? This is awful. And just tilt from there.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty annoying and a little frustrating, you gotta imagine, on the side of Wings, especially because, like you said, in the draft, they probably felt like, okay, like, we can deal with it if that is their plan. If that really is gonna be their end goal, like, we could probably deal with it. The reality came through, it's not gonna happen, but at the same time, I mean, you can't, if you're Wings, you can't possibly go into the next game being like, all right, this is what we have to watch out for. Or do you, Ben? I mean, you're laughing. I mean, is it that fearful where it's like, shoot, like, what if? What if they just say, all right, 2 times, 3 times the charm, like let's go all the way?
I think they just lost based on play. A lot of it was based on play, less of the strategy. I just feel like if they would actually sharpen up their play, make less mistakes, and focus on their own strategy, I think they can win.
You think they focus too much on the life stealer and being like, how do we deal with that specifically, rather than focusing on what is our win conditions and how do we get there?
Yeah, I don't think it's actually that troublesome for them if they actually make less mistakes.
Yeah, they got distracted far too much by it. And then, for example, that one CM multi at the T2, that kind of tore the game wide open for them. But overall, yeah, I thought their lineup was pretty well equipped. Maybe, a Scotty would have helped at not getting kited by the Ancient, but yeah, there weren't too many clean fights from them in the mid to late game.
Which is exactly why I would say this kind of strategy from compLexity is sort of a one-off. I don't think you could do it in a game number 2 because the team will naturally adjust. They'll be like, okay, let's talk about the mistakes we made, and they'll clean that up, and they'll easily be able to take compLexity into game 2. So
yeah, you can't go in assuming like, hey, it worked once, let's try it again. I mean, especially when, again, I mean, it just comes down to 1 or 2 more games right now tonight to see if you can make it to the semifinals. Definitely not the time to kind of toy with those risks, even if it's a high risk, high reward situation. So compLexity, I mean, they get the 1 win they needed. And again, I mean, yesterday when these 2 teams faced off, it is a rematch tonight. The score was 1-2, that time in favor of Wings. compLexity now has that 1. They got to make it a 2 this time. Do you think compLexity has some other tricks up their sleeves to secure that 2? Or is it like, all right, we got the 1 trick pony kind of win, and now we're going to go back standard and see if we can beat you guys again?
I think Swindles always has more tricks up his sleeve, man.
Great.
This guy nerds
I'm sorry
out.
for Wings, but great for us.
This guy like just thinks about Dota constantly and likes to be able to nerd out about strategies like this. So I think he definitely has more tricks up his sleeve. I hope that game 2 we see something a bit more standard from both sides, because I'm more interested in just seeing if Wings is able to overcome. Okay, the game 1 was a loss, because I really do think that they looked to me for the majority of that game. Or at least some of the early game, they just looked like the better team in my head. And then some mistakes were kept happening, and it just kind of like kept rolling against them.
That's how it's been for Wings, though. When they played versus Liquid, they had a very solid first 20 minutes in both of their games, and then slowly but surely they let the lead slip away. So I think that's their weakness as a team. They just lack a lot of experience. Sure, they've been together for a while, but they don't know how to close out games and capitalize on their early advantage.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that was game 1. But again, compLexity still needs to take one more game to be able to go on to the semifinals. Meanwhile, Wings needs to make the comeback. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, game number 2 between Wings and compLexity.